like to personally welcome everyone to our 2017 Hispanic Heritage Month Luncheon. And I would like to extend a thank you from the board to our sponsors who make this event possible. We appreciate your support. And I want to extend a personal thank you to all of you for making it a priority to be here today.
Without your support, we would not be able to do the things that we do in our communities. And I say communities because we do live in intersectional times. We're not just in the Latino community, but we are in the community of Metro Atlanta region. We are Black, we are brown, we are in all shades in between. We are poor, we are well off, we are Christian, we are Jewish, we are Muslim, we are non-denominational, and we are atheists. We are citizens, immigrants, and undocumented. Our families represent many of these identities. We are intersectional in our lives. And we need to recognize these intersections, because when we bring it all together, that's the beauty of diversity. That's the beauty of bringing a different perspective together.
And to begin with, I want to share my enthusiasm for all of the candidates that are here today. There's more interesting, smart, committed, experienced candidates running for office than I have ever seen. And I have been around for a while observing that. Gubernatorial candidates, candidates for city council, candidates for mayor. God bless you. I think so highly of what you're doing and why. And for those of you that are sitting on the edge and thinking about this, to be at GALEO, you've got to be thinking about politics just a little bit. And for those of you that are thinking about it, let me just say there are three things that I always say to the hidden politician. Number one, go ahead and just do it. But if you're going to do it, I have three pieces of advice for you. Number one, think about who you are as a person uniquely. And what is it that you bring to the mix? What do you bring to the mix? Think hard about that, because that ultimately will be what will show up. Even if you try to run from it or hide from it, what you are uniquely will show up. Number two, think about something you've done that demonstrates your ability to do things. I mean, it doesn't have to be that you created GALEO or that you're a community leader today, but maybe you did something some time ago that sort of says, this is who I really am. I started a club in school. I painted my church. I mowed my neighbor's lawn. I loaded trucks from Puerto Rico. What have you done that speaks to who you are? Because that will show up. And then the last thing is, what are your ideas? Do you have ideas that really matter to the problems that we face today? And are you really willing to run them and tackle them and throw them to the ground and get your hands dirty? So who are you? What have you done? And what are your ideas? And if you can answer those questions, then it's time to run. And I know that all the candidates that are here have done that. So I wanted to say that because that lays the groundwork for how I became an author. I know it's a stretch, but I'm in the stretch business now. I write fiction. The book is written sort of to honor the traditions of great Latino authors, many that you would know. But it was my way of finding my voice. How can I speak using that traditional form to people and tell a story? So it's both. And I'll close by saying this. If you read the book, I just want you to keep in mind two things. We all tell stories in two ways. We tell stories about common things. How are you? How's your day going? How's your life? Sure is hot outside. Where are you going on vacation? Who are you going to vote for? And those are the surface level places that we operate. Those are the stories we live in. But then there's stories that we don't tell because we can't tell them, because we don't understand them. And there are two parallel universes in this book, The Spectacle of Love. One is a common story. Guy meets a girl, she's great looking, he's overwhelmed. But then there's another story. And that's the story about the first spoken word of God, which was not, hey, how you doing? Or have a seat, or isn't it a nice day? The first spoken word of God in the Christian Judeo Old Testament was the word let, which, if you think about it for a moment, is a very permissive, creative word. So the Spectacle of Let is a examination of both a love story and a fantastical story that has to do with the very words that were used in the beginning when God said, let there be light.
What am I trying to say? Is that when we get ourselves involved in organizations like GALEO, when you encourage people, those who support us financially too, be ready, because a fire is lit in you for you to actually not only just help, which you end up doing, right? But it actually ends up changing your own paradigm of what Mi Familia is. And we know as Latinos that when we're dealing with Mi Familia, there's fire, there's passion, there's commitment, there's no such thing as quitting. We will find a solution together. So what ends up happening is the familia goes from here to here. And I want to thank GALEO so much for this opportunity of changing who I am, for continuing to stay strong in changing paradigms and bringing communities together.
I always say that, the real art in a lot of our jobs is not really talking to people who already think the way you do. The real art is not talking to the people that you convince them. It might be, on the fence. That is not the case. However, I think it's very much the case. It's very important to talk about some of this, how strong, how important our community, how far our community has the Latino community, the Hispanic community in the United States has come forward and progressed because, of course, it is everybody's role in this room to talk about that, to tell that, to anybody we engage with in our jobs, in our families, anywhere we are. Because unfortunately, there's still a lot of stereotypes. There's still a lot of lack of information about that. But yeah, and you know very well that Hispanics are the fastest growing group in the United States. So here comes the data. For example, between July 2015 and July 2016, very recently, only during that year, between 2015 and 2016, there were over 1 million Hispanics that were added to the nation's population in 1 year's span. That means more than half of the approximately 2.2 million people that are added to the national population during that period of time were Hispanics. Now, and I must say here, when the issue of the growth of Hispanics and this data comes, I don't know about you, but one of the common misperceptions that I hear and I read sometimes or I see on the television is that this is due to immigration. No, this is not due to immigration. By far, the reason why Hispanics are growing is because of American births. These are not immigrants by a larger sense. These are American Hispanics. It is important, very important, with organizations doing the sort of work that GALEO is doing, to underline every single day the fact that Latinos are American. And the Latinos are part of the present, of the American presence of this country, and they are very much a part of the American future of this country.